Time countdown number 2 story. Tonight's worst person in the world. The bronze to Manuel Miranda, the ex-Bill Frist aide and noted computer hacker, now leading the conservative push to force a filibuster on the Supreme Court nomination of Judge Sonia Sotomayor. He told the Heritage Foundation, I know, that's the opening line of every joke you've ever heard. He told the Heritage Foundation, quote, Hispanic polls, Hispanic surveys indicate that Hispanics think just like everyone else. We're not like African Americans. We think just like everybody else. Oh dear. You guys still want this chowderhead out in front of your filibuster fight now that he's been identified as an email thief and a racist? The runner-up, Congressman Jim Jordan, Republican congressman from the 4th District of Ohio. As part of its bankruptcy, GM just closed its plant in his district. Nobody's rooting for that, obviously, but Jordan has now demanded that it be reopened by President Obama. Quote, President Obama took the unprecedented step of intervening in private business by replacing the former CEO of General Motors. He can certainly take the honorable step in reversing his decision to close down our good General Motors facility. He took the opportunity to accuse Obama of micromanaging the automobile industry without the thought, even apparently flitting across his brain, that what he is doing is insisting that Obama must micromanage the automobile industry, but only for the GM plant in Ontario, Ohio. The rest of the industry can go to hell. But our winner, boss Limbaugh, even for him this hypocrisy is gigantic. To rip Obama's visit to the Middle East, he needed to rip the Muslim faith, and thus he says this.
Folks, the current Islamist identity of Islam, the terrorist wing of Islam, which is what it's most known for today, is trying to take us back to the 7th century. Now, I know this is going to offend some people, but we're going to have to look at the Nobel Prize winners, and we're going to see how many Muslims are there. And I could really anger some people if I said, let's compare the number of Muslims who have been Nobel Prize winners to the number of Jews who have been Nobel Prize winners. And I don't think it's a contest.
Hey, you anger anybody with a brain, so don't worry about it now. But when you completely contradict yourself, worry about it. Suddenly the Nobel Prize is an indicator to you of intelligence or goodness or the pursuit of peace or something? So were you having an out-of-body experience on October 12, 2007 when you said, quote, so the Nobel Committee here has officially rendered themselves a pure 100% joke. Nothing says I'm smart quite like an award from a bunch of socialist Swedes. Much the same way as the Nobel Prize gave credence to Jimmy Carter's anti-Semitism and Yasser Arafat's peace campaign. The Nobel Committee has lost all credibility long before they gave this award. The Nobel Committee is who's dishonored itself here and their prize. So they've dishonored the award actually long before with Jimmy Carter and Yasser Arafat. All that from Mr. Bouncy Bouncy was, of course, the day the Nobel Prize was given to Al Gore. So unless you're an utter hypocrite, what you're saying now is the fewer Nobel Prizes a group of people get, like Muslims, the better they are. Rush Limbaugh outsmarting himself yet again, and today's worst person in the world.